the dog. Kiss the wife, hug the baby, tell the dog not to bite. Now that
It's real nice. I thought chimps were supposed to be cute and cuddly. Not luscious and lousy music critics. Well, come on. Dr. Russell, I presume?
My favorite little guy. Give us a kiss. Come on, give us a kiss. Oh, good boy.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's a great boy. You know, when you told me last night that you had something very special planned for the both of us, babysitting an alcoholic ape was not the first thing that came into my mind.
Well, when you date a zoo vet, you have to accept the consequences. Croissants from Delmonico's, orange juice from Florida.
The bribery will get you nowhere.
Why don't you go out on the patio? Dylan is back, and he'll take care of Mickey from now on. And we can plan something very special for tonight.
Oh. Alone?
Alone.
I like that kind of bribery. You know, as a matter of fact, the best thing...
This was taped 2 days ago while you were in San Diego helping your lady friend.
It was in this Los Angeles courthouse today that Judge Malcolm Granger, citing a technicality, overturned the murder conviction of the accused assassin known as Andre. This was the scene 6 months ago at the Los Angeles Sister City pageant. The most beautiful girls in the world had come to Los Angeles to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the event. Peaceful, serene, and then terror struck. Shots rang out. The intended victim, an oil magnate, narrowly escaped death. Minutes later, Private Detective Matt Houston had the accused assassin in custody.
Don't worry, CJ. It's going to be all right.
No, it isn't. He said he was going to be out in 6 months, and he is. Then he said he was going to come after you, Houston.
2 days. Didn't waste much time. If it was he who left that calling card at your place.
Oh, it was him.
Following his conviction, the assassin hired attorney Leland Roos to file an appeal. And here comes Judge Granger now, who today ruled that the convicted man's civil rights had indeed been violated. Judge Granger, any comment?
I'm just pleased that the system works to uphold our basic freedoms. Excuse me, all.
Freedoms to buy off crooked judges like Granger.
That's a pretty serious charge, boy.
Not when it comes to Granger. There are rumors that he's been accepting bribes for years, but nobody's been able to nail him on it.
Well, maybe they haven't asked the right questions.
Home, Francis?
Francis decided today'd be a good day to take a walk.
Who are you?
I'm the man that put Andre in jail, and you're the man that let him go. Judge, this is a .45 automatic pistol. It fires a bullet at about 830 feet per second. Cranial bone damage, well, hell, it'd just blow your head off from here.
What do you want?
For starters, where's Andre?
The, New Robinson Hotel, room 109.
You got a reputation around that says you're very expensive. Who paid you off?
I don't know.
Why don't you try again?
I swear to you, I don't know. A package arrived at my house. There was $300,000. Cash. Small bills. But you can't prove it.
In case you haven't noticed, you make me sick.
Hoyt, what are you doing here?
Somebody tipped us off. A certain somebody who claimed some hotshot PI stuck a 45 where it didn't belong and gave him an impromptu lesson in ballistics.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You realize this is breaking and entering and also illegal search and seizure?
Well, it's just search right now, Hoyt. Haven't seized anything yet. Certainly wouldn't want to deprive the Wolfman of any of his rights now, would we? Now it's seizure. This is what I was afraid of.
I feel violated.
Name's Andre, international hitman.
Oh, I remember. She told me that the police had arrested him.
They did. Then a crooked judge found a giant loophole, and Andre slipped through it.
I don't understand. Why did he sneak in here this morning and kill the wolf? Why these pictures?
That's Andre's calling card. It's his way of telling me that he's back and he's coming after me.
Andre isn't just after you, is he?
Enjoying the zoo, Houston? Just thought I'd exercise my right as a free citizen to see the zoo, that's all.
Don't you save it for the judges and lawyers?
Did anybody tell you it was against the law to break into someone's room?
Look, if you're coming after me, why don't you and I go out to the desert and settle this thing alone?
That would be too easy. Anyway, I've got something else in mind.
You better stay away from her.
Maybe I will. And then again, maybe I won't. I'll be seeing you, Houston. Bye.
Thanks for all the attention, Matt. But you know you're gonna have to let me out of your sight sometime.
Well, maybe. But look, for the time being, what I would really like you to do is take
Go to your car.
pastrami gives me joy. You give me ulcers, especially when you call me in the middle of a departmental budget meeting to tell me your lady friend's car was used for a Roman candle.
Look, where is he?
I hate private eyes. Does that bother you?
No, where is he?
He's not here.
Where?
He's not here.
You sent your man after him.
We let him go.
What about the pictures we found in his apartment?
You see, he likes to take pictures. It's his hobby. Look, Houston, I know this morning a wolf at the zoo was mutilated, and your lady friend's car is now a
And you
convertible.
also know, as well as I do, that he did it.
Of course I do, but I can't prove it. The lab boys went over that car twice. No fingerprints, no evidence, no witnesses. Nobody saw anyone near her car all day. Andre threw that in our face all afternoon. Houston, I got a couple of my men out looking for him. When we find him, we'll watch him night and day. That's all I can do.
Till somebody gets killed?
Houston. Houston. Beautiful place to have a home. Open air. Pacific at your doorstep. In prison, my cell was 8 feet by 8 feet. There was one small window up very high. It opened up onto a courtyard overlooking other windows and gray concrete walls.
If you're gonna kill me, why don't you just pull the trigger?
Oh, I will. When I'm ready.
You're not gonna get another chance.
I am a Chindi. A wolf witch. Before you die, Houston, I want to humiliate you. The way you humiliated me. I am going to torment you. You're already a dead man. And I'm going to kill you. When I'm ready. It's the magic, Houston. He's seeing you.
Are you going to tell me what's wrong, or are we going to spend the rest of our lives as Trappist monks?
I just think you should go away for a little while. Before this thing's over, it's bound to get very ugly, and I don't want you to get caught in a crossfire.
I am scared enough to run from here to New York, but I have my work, Matt. I've got my life.
Didn't you tell me that you had some work to do at the San Diego clinic?
I do, but I wasn't expecting to go right away.
Well, don't leave on my account. I just love zoos.
Get back to the clinic.
Matt, I don't want to...
Just please do what I say.
Pretty girl. Pretty house. You've got a lot to lose.
You touch her. If you even get close to her, I swear I'm gonna kill you.
That'll be first-degree murder. Go ahead, try it. You'll try, but you'll never kill me. Time, Houston, I want you to know what time feels like. Like the 6 months I spent in prison, where every day was like a new bad dream. I want to terrorize your soul. I I want to haunt you the way you've been haunting me. I want to bleed you dry. And then, when I do make my move, the girl, she'll die first. You're crazy! You see what he did? He's out of his mind. You see what he did? He's mad.
Matt, there was a message in my office. Your Uncle Roy was hit pay dirt on the Wolfman.
Have you ever heard of an organization called Fullman?
Not exactly, but if my high school Latin course serves me correct, it means thunderbolt.
And a very appropriate name for a group of assassins who've been raining terror throughout Europe, Africa, and the Middle East.
Assassins like Andre.
He was their prize about 3 years ago.
And he was trained at this base just inside the Libyan border. It's a specialty training camp. They teach killers to know more about their target than the target knows about himself.
When the assassin is done with the program, they put him on the shelf, pay him well, semi-retirement until it's time to activate him.
But it must be time for Andre to hit his target.
Yeah, it looks that way. My friends can't give me a name, but they think that the target will be the head of a state in the Middle East. I thought we might ask this man, Yaqub Elias, former Iraqi terrorist, now part of Fullman's middle management. His cover imports Persian rugs.
Oh, where's he fit in?
He met with Andre while he was in jail. 2 days later, $300,000 was delivered to Judge Granger.
So that means that Elias brought the money to pay off the judge. And it's also very possible that he brought Andre his marching orders from Fullman.
And if we find out what they are, we're liable to have enough evidence to put Andre back in jail.
Now, you listen to me, Elias. I'm not one of your puppets. I don't dance with a pull of the string.
All we ask of you is that you fulfill the agreement. We know about your obsession with Matt Houston. But your target in the Middle East cannot wait. You must leave at once.
Well, I'm afraid I just can't do that.
And maybe it was a mistake having to pay that judge. A mistake that will have to be rectified.
Don't threaten me.
When Fullman finds out about this insubordination, they'll come after you.
You don't understand. I'm out of control.
I've gone over the edge.
Staked out a building like this during a monsoon in Malaysia.
What'd you catch that time?
Worst cold of my life. Over here, Matlock.
It's Elias.
He won't be bombing any more airports.
Call Hoyt.
no place left to run.
I'm not like other men, Houston. You should know that by now.
He is still out there. Now, he said he was going to kill me, and I got to find him.
That's exactly what he wants you to do. You got to stop playing by his rules.
I want to turn this town upside down. I'm going to find him.
You won't have to look far. You have to be at City Hall, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Andre and Judge Granger want to have a talk with you.
To start with, I'd like to thank Deputy Chief Cassidy for the use of his conference room and Ms. Arlen for consenting to keep the official record. I hope we can maintain this spirit of cooperation throughout this meeting.
Great, so why don't we start by throwing your buddy back in jail where he belongs?
Houston. Just come to the point, Your Honor.
Restraining order?
Executed this morning at the behest of the plaintiff's attorney. Come within 100 yards of him now, Mr. Houston, and I'll be forced to issue a warrant for your arrest.
I'll see that Houston abides by the order, Your Honor.
Good. And I trust you won't mind obeying your own restraining order. Call off those plainclothesmen you've had tailing this man.
I'm not going to let up on you.
That in the transcript, Miss Arlen. Good day, gentlemen.
Got any bright ideas now, P.I.?
I think it's about time we started making our own rules. You're running scared, White, just like everybody else.
Houston, get smart. Andre got you by the Bill of Rights. You testified against him and you lost. You were seen threatening him. You were seen assaulting him without provocation. Now do me a favor. Get out of my sight.
Glad.
Lieutenant, got details on the witness to that Persian rug dealer murder.
What?
Got a preliminary statement. I got the home address of the guy. Says that he saw the killer enter the office 5 minutes before the killing.
Put it on my desk.
Right.
Now, you're supposed to stay away from me.
So sue me.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will and can be held against you in the court of law.
Now, look, I was just out walking.
Shut up. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present while you are being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any question if you wish. You can decide any time to exercise these rights.
Just out walking, you 22 with a
make any
silencer?
statements. Do you understand each of these rights? Have it, as I've explained them to you, have these rights in mind? Do you wish to talk to us now?
This is entrapment.
No, it's a whole new ball game. You recognize this, Lieutenant?
Well, if I didn't know any better, I guess you were searching through some papers on my desk. Luckily, I have a hidden video camera there. Andre, freeze!
I need your bike.
Hey, get out of here.
Come on, it's police business, Hoyt.
Oh, man. Hey, it's in gear and it sticks in third. You know how to handle that thing? Guess he knows how to handle it, huh?
Stand by for DMV. Strike 5 man interference, verifying no 211 on Vermont. 1691, sir.
Channel's deep, undercurrent swift. We think the car's even been swept out into deeper waters. May never find it. Andre either. You ever try to get out of a sinking car with handcuffs on?
He's not a normal man, Hoyt.
Now you're beginning to sound like him. He's dead, Houston. Go home. You can relax now. It's over.
Hello?
Hi, it's me.
Well, you know, I was just thinking about you.
I got your message this morning that Andre's dead. And all's clear, so I caught the first plane back. I missed you.
Get out of there as fast as you can.
What are you talking about?
I didn't leave any messages for you in San Diego. I never
I
called.
told you I was immortal. Come and get her, Houston. Alone.
If you hurt her.
The old zoo. 1 hour.
All right, I'll be there.
This is all Houston's fault, you know. He was the one that tried to lock me away in a steel cage. He was the one that mock the ancient magic.
Maybe you just didn't understand your magic.
Patronize me. I know what you're thinking. You think I'm crazy, that I have some delusion of being a Navajo magic man. Believe that I have the power to bring life or death. Perhaps you'd like to test that power.
If you're gonna kill me, why don't you just get it over with?
Maybe I don't want to kill you. Maybe I just want to make sure that Houston comes to the rescue so that I can kill him.
He'll be here.
I'm counting on it. Last night, I knelt down facing north and prayed to the Master Destroyer to give me protection against the weapons of my enemies. You see, the ancient way dictates that the wolf witch who does not seek revenge loses his power. And if I lose my power, I'll die.
Let me go.
When Houston is dead.
I thought I told you I could handle this.
That Andre fella's led a real charmed life for too long a time.
Well, he's not going to be very charmed when I get finished with him. Now, this is my fight. Stay out of it, all right?
You that tired of living, boy?
No, I'm just tired of being scared. And I'm very tired of being pushed around.
"5 minutes.
2 inches. The distance between the bars of a cell. Now you know what it's like to have someone else control your life. Hey, you better go check on your friend. She may already be dead.
I gotta get you out of here.
The magic is everywhere, Houston. The walls of your tomb are closing in. Are you a believer yet?
Well, I believed you when you told me you'd let her go if I did everything you asked.
And I'm a man of my word. You can let the girl go. She served her purpose. You're a brave man, Houston. I'll have to put that on your gravestone. And now your gun.
Some of your chindi wolf magic now, huh?
You're seeing it, Houston. A bullet inside me. I can feel the hot metal, and still I stand.
You're bleeding to death.
Behold the power of the wolf witch of the chindi. You're going to see it manifest itself in me again.
Listen to your gowns in CJ's office. Probably better get a move on if we're gonna make it on time.
Matt, I can't make it.
Don't tell me another one of your giraffes has a sore throat. I'm losing you, huh?
I've accepted a position at the Taronga Zoo in Sydney, Australia.
Couldn't have picked a place that's further away.
Our worlds are already 10,000 miles apart. I need peace and tranquility in my life. And my work at the zoo gives me these things. But your life...
I know. I know.
Hate me.
Briscoe? Where is Briscoe?
I do not wish to harm you. You must tell me, where is Briscoe?
She's headed for the highway. Get the car!
Think about it, CJ.
Last time I went fishing was Lake Geneva, 66. Caught a couple of perch and a Romanian double agent named Halfin.
Yeah, all three on the same bait, as I recall.
Oh, that reminds me. Almost forgot my lucky lure.
Houston, it could be important.
What's more important than a lazy day fishing, CJ?
Hello? Yes? Who's calling? Just a sec. Houston, Melanie Webster.
Oh, hurry, Houston.
Mel?
Houston, you do remember me.
Of course, how can I forget?
Houston, I'm so frightened. There are two men after me.
Slow down.
Oh, Houston, they broke into the house. I ran.
Well, look, where are you?
I'm at a bar on Troutdale Road, just off Yucca Canyon.
Look, I'm only 10 minutes away. Now you just stay put, all right?
I can't stay. They've spotted me. There's a shed across the road. I'll meet you there. Hurry.
Trouble?
Yeah, and if I know Melanie, she's in a heap of trouble. Come on.
Legendary Spanish spinner. Pure gold and silver. Supposedly designed by a mad alchemist in 1607 for the King of Bavaria. Where'd everybody go?
Is this Melanie an old girlfriend of yours?
No, an old friend from high school. She was varsity cheerleader, homecoming queen. You know, practically the whole football team had a crush on her.
But she had a crush on you.
Well, no. Come to think of it, she had a crush on the whole football team. And the basketball team and the baseball
Houston,
team.
Yucca Canyon.
Right.
Oh, Houston, hurry, please.
No?
Oh, Houston, I must look awful.
I called an ambulance.
Look, what's going on, Mel?
Don't let them get John. Don't let them get him, please.
Who's John?
John Briscoe. My pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
She's a trooper.
Well, what's that mean?
That means she'll be okay after the sedative I gave her and a little rest. And whoever tried to mug her must have come away with some bruises, too. She's a feisty little kid.
Oh, look, Doc, can I talk to her?
Well, you can try. She's a little punchy.
She always has been.
My white knight, just like old times. Wife?
Friend.
Hi, I'm CJ.
Hi.
Melanie, the men that were chasing you, do you know who they are?
No. I think they want to talk to John.
Briscoe. But, why?
I don't know.
Well, where is he?
I don't know. Don't let them hurt him. I'm in love with John.
Who is he, anyway?
I told you. My pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah, look, Melanie...
Houston, will you go back to the house and get my things? I don't want to go back. I'm too afraid now.
Yeah, I can do that for you. But look, you gotta answer some questions for me.
Are you wearing blush? Or are your cheekbones naturally that high?
Melanie, if you're in some kind of trouble, we need you to tell us about it so we can get...
Houston, remember how in high school everyone thought I was the girl least likely to succeed? Oh, I heard the jokes. When they're handing out brains in heaven, I was getting seconds on body. Well, they were wrong. My ship has finally come in. And John Briscoe is my big chance to be somebody. That's why you've got to promise me that you won't let them hurt him. This could be my last chance. So you've got to promise, please.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh, good.
Houston, tell me the truth. How many last chances has she really had?
More than the state of Nevada.
Get Uncle Roy on the horn. Tell him to get a hold of Hoyt and run a check on Briscoe for me, will you?
Briscoe. Briscoe. We know he was in Las Vegas until a couple of days ago, and other than that, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I guess one kind of fishing is as good as the next. I'll see what I can find out.
Thanks, Uncle Roy. Talk to you later.
Do not move.
Who are you?
Well, I suppose I could ask you the same question.
I ask you first.
So, have it your way,
Not a good idea. Who are you?
It sounds familiar. I think I just went through this whole routine.
I assure you, this is no time for jokes.
I'm a friend of Melanie Webster's.
I caught him taking those suitcases.
Search them.
Right.
Where's Briscoe?
I don't know anybody named Briscoe. I told you I'm a friend of Melanie's. We went to high school together.
Do you always go to such extremes to help your friends?
If you're referring to the shooting incident this morning, yes, I do. I've never felt that two armed men were a match for an unarmed lady.
Nothing here.
Search him. What are you and this woman doing here in Briscoe's house?
Why don't you just let her go, huh? I'll tell you my whole life story.
This is it.
Houston, private investigator. And what are you investigating, Mr. Houston?
I'm not investigating anything. Now, what's it take to get through to you? I told you I'm a friend of the lady's. I came to pick up her luggage.
Get to the point.
There is no point. Now, you fellas put her in the hospital. If you get trouble with some Briscoe fellow, that's your problem, not mine.
All right. Which hospital?
Woodland Memorial.
I believe you. But I suggest that we all forget about this unfortunate encounter. Now go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Listen, I'm sorry about the misunderstanding. Thank you. Thank you.
Go.
Go on. Thank you.
Keep looking. Right. I'm gonna find that hospital.
I'd hate to be around when he finds out you gave him the name of the wrong hospital.
Yeah, well, I've got a very bad feeling about Melanie's latest Last Chance. I mean, all that Oriental art in there, they could start a small museum.
Or a very large bank account. Houston, do you think she knows more than she's telling?
No, it's hard to believe. She usually tells more than she knows. In any case, we'll find out real soon.
I didn't check her out. I wanted to keep her overnight for observation.
Well, why did you let her go?
I didn't. She conned one of the nurses, grabbed a cab, and then she vanished. Hey, we can't tie them down, you know.
Although sometimes I'd like to.
At least the concussion won't kill her.
There's a couple fellas out there who just might try. We're going to have to check with the airlines, all the bus departures, train schedule. She could be anywhere by now.
Frightening thought.
Yeah, I wish she'd just let us know what she's gotten herself into.
You've got company.
I thought you were a prowler.
Yeah, well, I was under the same impression. I mean, with...
You mean the glass door. I had to break it. I don't have a key. Hi, CJ. You look terrific.
Melanie, we were at the hospital looking for you.
Oh, I couldn't stay there. I was too afraid they'd find me. Oh, you brought my things. You're a doll.
Look, Melanie, I think it's about time that you did some coherent explaining. Oh, boy. The two men that were chasing you, they were at the house that you sent me to.
I bet they were. That's why I didn't want to go back and get my things. And when I went to get the car, I didn't dare even look inside the house.
Melanie, what do they want?
Something that belongs to John. They have no right, it's his. They're trying to take it away from him. They're very greedy. Ah, look at that spot.
Who's greedy? What do they want?
I don't know.
I think you better start at the beginning.
Oh, as soon as I get into something else.
Okay.
I met John Briscoe, about 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas. I was working cocktail waitress. Right away, I could tell he was class material. He treated me like a real lady. Best restaurants, classiest clubs.
Did he say what business he was in?
Import.
Import?
That's what Johnny said. Import. Or was it export?
Briscoe brought you to L.A., right?
He loves me. More important, he respects me. He said he wanted me to come here with him and help him take care of this business. And then he's going to marry me and take me on a honeymoon to Tahiti. I know what you're thinking, but this time it's the real thing, Matt Houston. My Prince Charming has finally showed up.
What'd he ask you to do?
I'm supposed to go to an auction at the U.S. Customs Impound, Port of L.A., and then I'm supposed to buy one of the things they're selling. But I promised I wouldn't tell which number it is. And then I'm supposed to go to Las Vegas, and he's going to come and meet me.
Melanie, why doesn't Mr. Briscoe go pick up whatever it is himself?
Because those men are after him. He said to me, Melanie, you are the key to my whole plan. And then he said he loved me, and he left.
Where'd he go, Mel?
Away.
Well, why don't you just stay here, Melanie, and relax. CJ will keep you company, all right?
Where are you going?
I'm gonna try and sort this whole thing out.
Have you done something with your hair?
Well, it wasn't quite the fishing expedition I had in mind, but I was able to reel in a fair amount of background on John Briscoe.
Now, why don't you go ahead and start unreeling, Uncle Roy?
As expected, Melanie's Prince Charming is not quite the catch she thinks he is.
Well, he's her type. He's male.
Also an ex-con. Or perhaps I should say AWOL con. He escaped from Leavenworth Prison recently, just 3 weeks before he was due for parole.
Very interesting. It says here, John T. Briscoe, 35 years old. He was a former supply officer in Saigon. He was convicted of heroin trafficking in 1974, sentenced to 25 years by a military court.
Seems he was using Army supply lines to move his smack.
I bet you he made a bundle before he got caught. I mean, that would explain the big house, the Mercedes, and all that fancy Oriental artwork.
Maybe not entirely. According to some other records I was able to peruse, heroin was not Briscoe's only crime.
Wait a minute. That's one of the men that was chasing Melanie.
Lin Ha, former general in the now-defunct People's Republic National Guard. He and Briscoe were accused of smuggling some extremely rare gems from the South Vietnamese treasure vaults. Never proved. Ha emigrated to this country, and Briscoe was arrested for his other crimes.
All fits.
You seem to know something I don't.
Melanie said that Briscoe wanted her to buy something at an auction tomorrow. Well, it's got to be those gems.
A blind auction for unclaimed crates?
Yes, see, Briscoe didn't have a chance before he was arrested to collect the gems. I mean, that's why he had to break out of prison just prior to his parole.
So they've been sitting in some warehouse all these years until the government got tired of storing them.
Yeah. In Haw, all these years, just waiting to find out what Briscoe did with those gems. And that means that Melanie's just a pawn.
Pawns can change, Matlock. They can become the most powerful pieces on the board.
Houston, it's Lieutenant Hoyt.
A couple of hikers saw the accident. Station wagon went over the cliff, exploded on impact. We found a body in the back, under the fold-down seats. Car was stolen in Vegas 3 days ago.
Sure it's Briscoe?
Found the wallet. Pretty charred. It's him, all right. Our sources tell us that he had a girlfriend with him. Pretty blonde girl. You wouldn't know her.
Should I?
Don't get cute, P.I. Your Uncle Roy called. He wanted to know if Briscoe had a record. How much do you know?
Less than I'd like to, Hoyt.
I suppose if I asked you what your interest in Briscoe is, you'd claim client privileges.
That's all I can do for now.
This is murder, Houston, with a lot of malice and forethought. Don't keep me waiting too long.
There I was, in the back of a Rolls Royce, wearing nothing but a mink coat, and staring into the bluest eyes of this hunk of a tennis player. And all of a sudden, the door flies open, and this shrew drags him out of the car, screaming at him.
His wife.
Yeah, I was that close again. Houston, you're back.
Just in the nick of time. Excuse me, I think I have a rendezvous with an aspirin.
You're not leaving.
I'll be at home if you need me.
So thank you very much.
I talk too much, don't I? My mother used to say that.
Melanie, how much do you really know about John Briscoe?
I know that he loves me.
You also know about the jewels, too, don't you? That's why you're going to the auction tomorrow, to pick them up.
What jewels?
Melanie, you are digging yourself a very deep hole. John Briscoe is an escaped convict. He's a drug smuggler.
He told me that people would make up terrible stories about him, but that I shouldn't believe any of them. Houston, he loves me. He wants to take me away. Do you know how long I've been waiting for a man like that? I'm not very good when it comes to men. I guess practice doesn't always make perfect.
Melanie, the police found the car you pushed off the cliff this morning.
But they weren't supposed to until... Well, I guess it's all right. John knew they would eventually.
He told you to do it?
Yes. It was all part of the plan. The one that I'm the most important part of. He told me to go push the car off the cliff, then go back to the house, get my stuff...
Melanie, why don't you just wake up? The police found his body in the back of that car.
But there was no body. Oh, God. Oh, no. No, I didn't...
The police think that you killed him, Melanie.
Me? Why would I want to do anything to hurt John?
Maybe for the jewels, huh?
I never cared about the jewels. I loved
Melanie!
Just leave me alone.
Look, I believe what you're telling me is the truth, but I think I know who's behind all this. Now, you gotta trust me.
I'm through trusting men. Oh, I'm gonna get my purse.
Now you will tell me where the jewels are, or you will die.
I'm not going to tell them about the auction.
I suppose you want to be shipped out of here as a party favor?
I promised John I wouldn't tell anyone about it.
Told me about it.
That's different. You're one of the good guys.
Oh, Melanie. Come on, this is not a Western. Nobody's gonna ride in here on a white horse and whisk you off to safety. Especially not John Briscoe.
You don't have to remind me, Houston. I know he's dead.
You're not listening to me. Read my lips. John Briscoe is very much alive.
What are you talking about?
You are being used.
I don't think I want to hear this.
Look, you said it yourself. Now, John Briscoe had a plan. You're a part of that plan. Tell me the truth. Now, if you were John Briscoe, would you trust Melanie to not talk about it at all?
Yes.
No, Melanie. Don't you understand? You are a decoy. Everyone's following you around. They think he killed John Briscoe to collect the jewels. That leaves him free to do whatever he wants to. Melanie, please, tell him where the jewels are.
Let's go.
So, is this where you pass out the party hats and the horns?
I expect soon to have a going out of business sale.
Why? I think this place is kind of nice.
Nice. This nice? Spend my days blowing up balloons for screaming brats. All because your boyfriend cheated me out of a fortune.
Yeah, a fortune that you made off innocent people.
I was an important man in Saigon, Mr. Houston. I earned it. Besides, there was no innocence there. It was every man for himself.
What are you going to do to us?
It all depends on what you tell us about where the jewels are.
We're not telling you anything.
That's extremely foolish.
All right, look. Briscoe shipped the jewels over in a crate. Now they're going to be sold at a blind government auction.
When?
Tomorrow morning.
Which item number?
I don't know that.
I don't think that's the answer Mr. Ha had in mind.
Well, it's the only one I've got.
Now, which is the item we will bid on?
I'll take you to it.
I'm telling you, Matt is in trouble.
Just because he's been out all night?
Because his beach house looks like the demolition derby's been staging a convention there. Because nobody's heard from him.
Roy, Houston is a big boy.
Yeah, the big boy, hotshot detective. But he is also my nephew. I changed his diapers. I watched him grow up with my boy.
Right now, I'm scared as hell.
This is Hoyt. Put me through to the captain. I don't care if the commissioner is in his office. I have a friend that needs help.
Sold to the gentleman for $200. Next item up is number 577. All crated, ready to go. Total weight 40 pounds. I'm going to start the bidding at $20 with minimum raises of $5. Do I hear 20? Do I hear 20? I got 20. Need 25. Come on, 25. There's $25 right there. Need 30. Come on, 30. Come on. There's $30. We need 35. $35 right back there. We got 35. We need 40. There's $40. We look for 45. Want to go 45? We got 45. Looking for 50. We need 50. Come on, 50. There's 50. Double five, twin five, double five, double five. Double five's back there. Looking for 60. $60. $60 here. We need 65. Come on, 65. Don't let it have for $65. We need 70. Come on, 70. We need 70. There's 70 back there again. $75. We need 75. There's 75. Looking for 80. Looking for 80. Come on. Looking for 80. We got 80. $85 right here. We need 85. There's 85 back there. We need 90. Come on, 90. Come on, 90. No 90. No 90. Sold to the gentleman for $85.
Open it here. Thank you.
Relax. It's me, one of the good guys, remember?
You knew the jewels wouldn't be here.
It was all part of Briscoe's plan. He was just using you as a decoy for Ha, so Briscoe could go and collect the jewels for himself.
You have to find John.
I plan to. You just relax, all right? Fellas, take it easy. TJ, I want you to get a hold of Hoyt and tell him to meet me at Briscoe's house.
What do you hope to find there?
The jewels and a dead man who's very much alive. You're pretty handy for a dead man.
Matt Houston? Well, it appears that everything Melanie told me about you is true.
She also tell you how I feel about sleazy con men who mess up other people's lives?
You know, somehow that never came up. Hey, come on, Houston, be reasonable. There's enough money in these jewels than one person could ever need. What do you say? Partners?
Like you and Ha, huh?
We're losers. All losers.
What about Melanie?
Melanie. Sweet Melanie. Lovely creature. All the lights were on, but nobody's home. You see, that's what made her so perfect. She kept all the people away from me. All the people, except you.
Hoyt?
Good to see you.
Anyway, Hop created quite a disturbance in the courtroom today. He was let out screaming, insisting that there were 12 jewels in that shipment.
So?
Well, there were only 6 that were found.
Sounds like an accounting problem to me. Just picking up a few last-minute things for our fishing trip.
Uncle Roy, I thought we canceled the fishing trip.
I didn't. You did. So I found somebody else to go with me.
Oh, Roy.
Coming, dear. She had her own boat. I told you it was my lucky lure.
Yeah.
Young love. It's nice to see people can still be happy. I guess I've made your lives miserable. Created a mess, then dragged you through it. All because I wear my dumb old heart on my dumb old sleeve. Well, anyway, I'm through with men now. I guess my ship is permanently out to sea.
Well, maybe your luck is changing, huh?
What's this? Oh, Houston, you shouldn't have.
You can say that again.
Well, you earned it, really.
Does this mean we're engaged?
Broadcast on Matt Houston.
Our choppers. I'm gonna get some help, all right? Just save yourself. It's an order, Matt.
My cousin! He's been hit! Come on, you gotta help me!
My God, he's alive.
I think she's talking about Dinh Tao province, which is right here, just across the Vietnamese border in Cambodia.
There are still over 2,000 American soldiers missing in Southeast Asia.
There's nothing that we can do. But there's something I can do. Find him.
I heard there's a couple of crazy Americans looking for some maps and a helicopter.
Look, we're trying to get to Dinh Tao province.
You are crazy. Did you ever hear of a dude named Dao Chi Min? Welcome to the third world, darling. Out in the jungle, there's local rule. Warlords whose ancestors have owned the territories for centuries. Warlords like Dao Chi.
And he owns Dinh Tao province.
Has his own private army in there. Lives like a prince and controls all the opium that comes out of the region.
Hey, and there's the warlord himself.
We'll get Will out of here, Houston.
If he's still alive.
Come on, Papa. Hey, say cheese.
He does not look as though he's worth millions of American dollars.
Looks can be deceiving.
Yes, you, for example, don't look like the kind of man who would sell out a friend to save his own skin.
Houston's not my friend. He's just somebody that hired me to do a job.
Job you have not yet finished.
I got a better offer.
Indeed. If this man draws the prize as you promise, I will give you your life and the $1 million as we have agreed.
What about Houston's cousin?
William, he is still mine. He will always be mine. I need his knowledge to keep my equipment running. I've moved him to prevent from further incidents. Naturally, should your scheme fail, I will have you killed.
Roy, it's CJ. They've caught Matt.
How do you know?
They sent a photograph. They're holding him. And they say that they want $10 million in the next 48 hours. Or they're going to execute him.
Cũng chưa. Tới giờ ăn con. Bữa nay không có bánh mì, ăn con. Đây, ăn đi.
Where is he? Where's my cousin? Will Houston, where is he?
Không biết gì hết. Tôi thề không biết gì hết.
You're not gonna tell me? I'll just find him myself.
Can't let you do it. Well done, Mr. McKay. Protecting your investment.
You double-crossed me.
In case you've forgotten, you're my prisoner here. You will obey orders.
Where's my cousin? Where is he?
No matter how much money you're worth, enough is enough.
Looks like the Texas Terriers are in real trouble this time, huh, cuz?
Didn't know where they'd taken him.
My second home. Every now and then, when I've been a bad boy, they drop me in here. On those rare occasions when I get a little guts or try to escape. Looks like Dao Chi's been playing railroad with you. Except he usually lays a track down both sides.
I fixed him. First one knocked me out.
I used to pray he'd miss and kill me.
You know, I thought you died in that explosion 12 years ago.
They found me 200 feet away. I don't know how I lived. I don't know why I didn't die later of the infections, or the fevers, or the malnutrition, or the dope. They put me in a government prison for a while with a lot of other Americans. And then they told us the war was over. I couldn't believe that my country would pull out while I was still a POW.
None of us could.
So, then I was sold to this warlord, Dao Chi. He needed someone to fix his toys, and his favorites are his helicopter and his TV dish. And both of them are always breaking down, so they told him that I could keep them running good, like a nice little slave, if
if he kept me in opium. I've been a junkie off and on for years. Some guys were killed after Saigon fell. Some killed themselves. Will Houston just checked out. Just floated away.
You did what you had to survive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Once, I got away clean. I was gone for 3 days. And I came back. God help me. I came back.
$10 million.
Yeah, if we could just get it to Bangkok on time.
I think we'd better have a chat, Miss Parsons.
Is tomorrow soon enough?
We warned Mr. Houston that if he went over there, he'd be on his own.
Hoyt, Police Department. Miss Parsons is in my custody.
Save it.
You're out of your jurisdiction.
And you're out of your league.
You can't do this.
I have to. Don't you think I understand how you feel? Why you're doing what you're doing? Now, you try to understand why I have to do what I'm doing.
You detain me, I'll file enough civil suits to double the national debt. You're violating my constitutional rights, Decker.
Yes, probably. Your government will apologize profusely, of course. Then the federal courts will throw it out, and in the meantime, I will have done what I had to do, which is to prevent you from paying ransom to a hostile foreign agent.
If we don't get them the money, they're going to kill Houston.
I'm sorry. He knew the risks when he went over there.
My folks still alive? Your dad is. He helped me get here.
I kind of thought my mom was gone. I had a dream not so long ago. What about your dad? What about Uncle Bill?
I lost him a year ago.
Did you ever marry that girl, C.J. Parsons?
No. We're just good friends.
Well, probably better that way. All this time remembering. In case I ever got out of here. In case anybody ever came for me. Wondering what was going on in the world and knowing I might never find out. All these years.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
Who won the 72 World Series?
Oakland.
Damn. I had $20 on the Reds.
Up McGee, the right fielder. McGee is 2 for 3 today, batting .297 this season.
Looks like you're enjoying yourself.
That's Hammond warming up.
Hey, I'm entitled. After all, I've done my part. Hey, I've been thinking. Maybe you could send my money to me in Bangkok. Besides, you don't need me anymore around here.
Your friends think you are a traitor.
Yeah, well, c'est la vie. Like I said, I think I'm gonna be making my exit.
How do you plan on leaving?
In my chopper?
Your helicopter is already in Bangkok. I'm sure I'll get a good price for it.
Well, I'll start out on foot. I'm sure I can bum a ride with somebody down the road.
Not if I throw you in the pit with your friends.
They'll kill me.
Thus saving me the effort.
Hey, look, you and I had a deal.
Sue me. Then they did.
Make yourself at home.
I only did it to try to buy us some time.
Great, so now he gets the $10 million. Then he kills us. Why do I get the feeling that you could just walk away from here without looking back?
You don't care about anybody but yourself.
Maybe that's why I've survived this long, man. I don't know anything to anybody. Nobody offered to help me when I was pinned down by a mortar fire in the Mekong Delta.
That was a long time ago. It's long gone.
Not for me, it isn't. 4 Purple Hearts and a Silver Star. My unit was trapped in a trench by VC. They were cutting us to shreds. I blew away 10 enemy soldiers and held the ground. I was the only one that survived. American hero. Yeah. I gave my soul for my country's war. And when it was all over, everybody just turned their backs and pretended it never happened.
fish. I just saw Mr. Decker in the hallway. He wants me to take Miss Parsons downstairs.
One of us should go with you?
No, he wants you guys to stay here. You can call and check it out. Of course, Decker may not be too happy being pulled out of the meeting to play Simon Says. Miss Parsons?
That was too easy.
You take it when you can get it.
Hold it right there. I admire your persistence, Miss Parsons. Realize this is liable to get you a supervisory job in traffic division?
It was worth the risk.
Perhaps.
Decker, please. If we can get this money to Bangkok, we might be able to save a life. What is so wrong with that?
Nothing. In fact, it's very noble. Unfortunately, nobility doesn't fall within the province of my office.
Now, come late. A game. A diversion. Yankee against Yankee. A fight to the death.
Oh, you can forget it.
The object of this game is freedom. Should you defeat Mr. McKay, both you and your cousin are to be set free.
Is that before or after you collect the $10 million?
Should McKay win, he is to be set free. Your cousin will grow old and die as my slave. Pick up your poem, Mr. Houston.
What if I don't?
Ling Ding! Kill him. Very brave. Now pray that your people in America send the $10 million. Soon you'll be begging me to let you die.
Roy, it'll take another day to get together more cash. And then a 12-hour flight before it gets to you.
We'll be waiting for it, CJ. Stay in touch.
All right.
Are you all right?
No.
Roy, your nephew made it through the war in one piece. That's no mean trick. He could be good enough to beat the odds a second time.
I don't believe in odds. Or luck. I've still got some contacts in this area. Maybe there's still a few strings I can pull.
冇俾錢啊！我響電話好衰啊，真係啊，冇乜嘢啊。
Things don't look too good, man. Our friend the warlord just found out that the ransom money didn't arrive.
This guy, a friend of yours from your days with the company?
Something like that.
Wait, that's Karpov. It's a Russian.
If both sides didn't get together and exchange notes now and again, this world would have been blown to cinders a long time ago. Mr. Stevens, have a drink.
Roy, it has been too long.
You're looking good, Alexei.
I feel rotten. This climate does not agree with me. I should be back in Moscow.
Well, at least they're still letting you work. They retired me.
There is work and there is work. All I do now mostly is count bags of rice and meet with idiots.
I need your help.
So you said on the phone. Your call, by the way, answered a lot of questions.
What kind of questions?
Why you are here, for instance. You don't think the presence of Roy Houston in Bangkok did not raise a lot of eyebrows in the Kremlin?
I have to get my boy and my nephew out of that camp, Alexei.
Our friends in this area have no love for the warlord in question. He is, in fact, a boil we'd all like to lance.
And you can help me?
I have done what you asked. I have already found men you can trust. 2 helicopters and weapons. They'll be ready tomorrow morning. I will meet you at your hotel room at 8 o'clock. And if word of my soft heart should get out.
My lips are sealed. Keep practicing.
I'm telling you, this warlord don't take disappointment too good. And since he didn't get the $10 million, it's only a matter of time before he sends a firing squad after us.
Mấy thằng Mỹ lại trốn ra ngoài, tôi cho chúng nó đuổi theo cả.
now, Kaz?
We're gonna go out the same way we came in.
You're planning on taking the warlord's chopper?
No, going back into that camp is the last place they'd expect us to go.
Yeah, well, first we better give them a little diversion, huh?
Come on.
Áo của đứa này nè. Chắc nó trốn ở đâu đây đó. They're hooked. Let's just hope they know we're headed this way. Chắc nó trốn ở đâu đây đó. Kia, nó kia.
They know.
Guess we're gonna play us a little hide and seek.
Well, we'll play seek and destroy.
Somewhere, William?
gonna get my cousin out of there if you dump all these weapons?
He's probably already dead.
You don't know that.
That's right. But there's one thing I do know. We barely got enough gas left in that thing to get us back to Thailand. There's one thing we don't need is excess baggage or suicide missions.
If you think I'm gonna fly us back without Matt, you're crazy. I thought you were a hero, McKay.
You want to know what kind of a hero I am? I told you about that platoon of VC I wiped out. But what I didn't tell you was my sergeant that was in that trench with me. Both of us scared stiff. He wanted to surrender, so he threw his gun out and climbed out of the trench with his hands on his head. I couldn't take it, so I waited another 5 seconds. came out firing. I killed every single one of them. Even my sergeant. That's what they gave me those medals for.
They wouldn't have let you surrender. They would have killed you.
Sometimes I think that would have been better.
Your friend Karpov was supposed to be here at 8. It's 5 till.
He's never late.
Well, I'll get this out to the truck.
Alexei, you're right on time.
Can't get over how much everything's changed in 12 years. I feel like I'm in a foreign country or another planet.
Well, when you see the homemade ice cream that I got waiting for you for dessert, it won't seem so foreign to you. You must have had it 1,000 times while you were growing up.
Probably. Yeah, I can't remember you being the one who made it, though.
Well, as you say, times have changed.
Well, I'm happy to see one thing hasn't changed anyway.
What's that?
The skirts are still short.
That's my boy.
You call your folks?
I tried earlier. I dialed a number and my dad answered. I didn't have the nerve. I hung up.
It's always a little better in person. It's first-class ticket. Washington, D.C. You can make a connection. Charleston, you'll be home by tomorrow night.
I can't go. I signed on with some mercenaries heading for Northern Africa. I'll be taking the red eye out tonight. What am I going to do in this country, Matt? Coat and tie? Desk job?
Some people can live like that.
Yeah, I know. But not me. I'm going back where I belong. I like it.
I'll call you folks.
Hey.
Bet you miss them?
thought you'd never come.
But I'm right on time.
I know. Where are we going?
I've got a very special dinner planned.
Someplace I've never been, I hope.
You're absolutely right. Home, Kirby.
I hope you don't have to do the dishes yourself.
No, I gave the staff the night off. They'll be back tomorrow.
Fletcher, I've had a wonderful time.
It doesn't have to end, you know.
This working girl has got a 7 o'clock call.
I was thinking of a midnight swim.
But the photographers, they'll get mad.
A little more champagne? A little more caviar?
I guess his little swim won't hurt. Aren't you coming in?
In a minute.
Energy, energy. All right. Wake up. That's it. Light it up. This is fashion. That's it. That's it. Did you get any sleep last night?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Come on, smile. That's it. All right. All right. Wake up. That's it. Light it up. That's it. Yeah.
You didn't tell me you knew Kathleen Collins.
Well, I didn't think it was important.
She was one of the top model agencies in the country. She represents scores of gorgeous women.
So?
All right.
You might arrange an introduction or two.
Introduction? Come on, Uncle Roy. All these women are in their early 20s.
I noticed.
Yes, things are going well. But tomorrow, please send me 2 brunettes. Yeah, you've had it.
Kathleen?
With blondes. I'll talk to you later. Houston, thanks for coming.
Boy. This is my uncle, Roy Houston.
Heard a lot about you.
And I've heard a lot about Matt Houston. A private detective, right?
Right.
Matt, Roy, this is Fletcher Haywood. We're shooting his spring sportswear catalog. Fletcher, if you'll excuse us.
Sure.
This is Deborah. Deborah Quincy. Matt, I'm worried.
You told us that she was a couple hours late for a photo session.
Deborah Quincy's never been late for anything in her life. She's the most reliable girl in the agency.
Even reliable people have car problems.
Car's in the shop. When I stopped by to pick her up this morning, Deborah's roommate told me she never came home from her date last night. The police won't even start looking for her for 24 hours.
You know, she is a grown woman.
1 month ago, another one of my most reliable girls didn't show up for a session. The police found her 2 days later, murdered.
You think they might be related?
I don't know what to think, but I do know I'm scared.
Look, we'll need Deborah's address, name of her roommate, and also the name of the dead model.
Right away.
File on the model found dead a month ago. Case still open. Name Ann Johnson, age 22.
Strangled, body found dumped in an alley.
Never found a killer.
Any other recent homicides with the same MO?
No.
I've seen this kind of thing before. It usually follows a pattern.
Aren't you jumping to conclusions?
Let's hope so. I'll do some digging and see if I can find a link between the two models.
I'll have a chat with Deborah Quincy's roommate.
Really stinks, you know? I mean, modeling is such a cutthroat business. Most models will do anything to get a job.
I've heard that.
Some girls go to a plastic surgeon and get overalled from top to bottom, if you know what I mean. Me, I never believed in that. I'm into natural things.
Look, about Deborah.
Well, Deborah was so excited. She was talking about this new guy she met. Like he was John Travolta, Michael Jackson, and Boy George all rolled up into one.
Does this guy have a name?
Well, of course he's got a name. Everybody's got a name. But she wouldn't tell me. Big secret, she said.
Did she say where he was going to take her?
No, not exactly. Maybe one of those shishi Beverly Hills nightclubs. I mean, the guy's gotta be rich. He came and picked her up in a limo.
Did you notice the color of the limo?
Silver. Or white.
Did you get a look at the driver?
No, sorry. The limo pulled up, Deborah ran outside and jumped in. It was cute. One of those big old fancy cars. But the steering wheel was on the wrong side. Left. Or right.
Amy, thank you very much for all your help. Look, if you happen to hear from her, I would appreciate it if you'd give me a call, huh? By the way, I like your nose just the way it is.
You do? How about my chin?
These are the last advertisements Deborah Quincy made. She did a lot of commercials and magazine ads. Ann Johnson, the model found strangled a month ago, also did a lot of commercials and print ads.
And let me guess, not the only thing the two have in common.
Yes, that will be fine.
From hairdressers to clothing stores, they work for a lot of the same photographers and were hired by a lot of the same companies.
So this time it's a case of too many common denominators.
Houston, I have a call into the DMV to see if they can track down the name of limo companies that are licensed to use foreign or antique cars.
It's worth a shot.
Houston, Lieutenant Hoyt, line 3.
Hello, Hoyt. What do you got?
Well, we found Deborah Quincy. I'm afraid she's posing for her last photo session, though. Same MO as the model found a month ago. She's found strangled to death.
Body left in an alley.
Coroner figures she was killed somewhere between midnight and 2 a.m. Not a single clue.
Houston.
I've located a small limo company that uses right-hand drive Rolls Royces. Wessex Limos Limited. The owner's name, Kirby Andrews.
Death toll is now 3. Better call Hoyt.
Yeah, in a minute. Yesterday appointment page torn out.
There's no way of finding the name of last night's client.
That's what the killer's hoping.
Credit card receipts.
Check for last night.
Already doing it, boy. Nope. Last day the day before yesterday. Must have taken it with him. Very thorough.
Let me see those. Well, let's see how thorough,
What are you looking for?
Carbons. Those are credit card slips, but there are no carbons.
And the killer's name would be on the carbon.
Here's one dated yesterday.
You make it out?
Haywood. Fletcher Haywood.
Bye, girl. Bye, girl. This is the address of my beach house and my phone number.
So it's a date. Day after tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Now remember, it's our little secret.
Mum's the word.
Mr. Haywood?
Hell, you just bought her. Hey, watch those brakes!
Really done it this time, P.I. Why don't you ever take on a nice, simple divorce case?
Boy, Fletcher Haywood is a murderer.
He's also a very wealthy businessman with an even wealthier mama. She gives lots of money to local politicians, calls the governor sweet thing, and to marry anything she pleases. The lady's got a nickname. You know what it is?
Yeah, the Iron Maiden.
And she didn't get it for pressing clothes for a living. The lady gives a new meaning to the word ruthless. Seems like her father was some kind of gangland kingpin back in the 30s.
It's ancient history. Haywood is our man, and we found his charge slip in the dead chauffeur's office. He knew Deborah Quincy, and he also ran away when I tried to talk to him.
I know. I've issued an APB. I just hope you're right. I got a lot of explaining to do.
I understand you gentlemen would like to talk to my son.
And in our people section tonight, State Senator Rawlings held a reception this evening for Mary Haywood and her son, Fletcher. Mary Haywood, an old friend of the senator's, has pledged to support him in his drive for re-election.
This tape is from a Sacramento television station. It was broadcast last night, the same night as the reception.
The night of the murder.
My son was with me all day yesterday. We flew back to L.A. at 7 this morning.
So it was physically impossible for me to have murdered that girl.
Why'd you run away when I tried to talk to you this afternoon?
Well, I didn't recognize you at that distance.
How do you explain your name being on the Wessex limo credit receipt, huh?
We've been customers of Wessex Limo for many years. Kirby took us to the airport yesterday morning for our flight to Sacramento.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. Story checks out. State Senator Rawlings says he was with them until after 1 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you, Officer DiMaggio. Cashier at the hotel in Sacramento remembers Fletcher Haywood checking out this morning. Airline confirms their flight. Flight attendant confirms both Haywoods were on the plane. Mr. Haywood, Mrs. Haywood, please accept my sincerest apologies.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Fletcher Haywood is guilty.
Can explain that.
I can't.
Or the eyewitness testimony, the state senator, the cashier, airline flight attendant. I can't. Well, I can't. You were wrong, Houston. It happens. Even to you.
I've sent for Dr. Jacobs in Geneva. I shall leave it up to him to decide whether you can stay here with us or if you must go back.
It was an accident, Mother. I tried not to lose control. Sometimes I can't help myself.
I know that now. The doctor said you were cured. I thought I could control you here.
I won't go back, Mother. They're only tramps. Even you have to admit they're trash. Posing for these pictures wearing practically nothing. Flaunting their bodies for everyone to see. They deserve to die.
That will be enough.
More than enough. You promised us after the 3 in San Francisco that you'd cease and desist. I've really tried. Mother's been worried sick about you, Jason. We've been trying to find you for 3 days.
It's turned out okay. Nobody knows.
Only because, by the grace of God, Mother and I were in Sacramento last night to give you another alibi. Or should I say, give myself an alibi? Because since Jason's birth was never recorded, if someone slips up and gets caught, it's my neck that's on the line. It's my name that'll be ruined.
Such a pretty name it is, too.
I said that will be enough, Jason. Stevens. Show Jason to his room. We're going to have to keep you under lock and key until Dr. Jacobs arrives. Try to understand, Jason.
Yes, Mother.
We've got to turn him over to the police before this goes any further.
You know I can't have Jason or this family's name dragged through the courts and the press.
It's my name that's on the line, Mother.
He's my son. And he's your brother, and I want him here with me. Maybe it's wrong, but he's been away from this family long enough. Fletcher, we owe him something. It isn't his fault. He was born sick and then denied by his own father when the doctor said he would never be normal. Your father forced me to pretend he'd never been born and then sent him away to that horrible clinic.
At least he was under control there, Mother. At least he couldn't hurt anybody.
Once Dr. Jacobs arrives, everything will be fine. If he says Jason has to go back, he will.
What about Houston?
Well, he has quite a reputation. He's a man who doesn't give up without a fight. Fortunately, he has nothing to fight with. I'll have Stevens keep an eye on him just in case. Good night.
Mary Haywood came from a lot of money, but not the old established kind.
They make them an offer they can't refuse kind. Her father was a mobster.
Name? Frank Finney.
His only child, Mary, married out of the family to a clothing manufacturer. From all reports, it was a good marriage, producing one child, Fletcher.
When her husband died, she took over the family business. With a vengeance.
The word is she's not above using some of her father's contacts to get her way.
Now, this is where it gets interesting. The Haywood corporate headquarters were in San Francisco until 3 years ago when they moved everything to Los Angeles.
Something else happened in San Francisco 3 years ago, the CoverGirl murders.
I remember that. There were 3 models killed over a 6-week period of time, then it suddenly stopped. The killer was never found.
1 week later, Mary and Fletcher Haywood moved to L.A.
Need a plane ticket for first thing in the morning.
6:30 early enough?
Also need the name of the cop who was in charge of the CoverGirl investigation.
I'm already taking care of it, boy. His name is Tony Gwynn. He was forced to retire after it came up empty on the murders. There's some background material.
Any room to fish down the beach?
My name's Matt Houston. I'm a private investigator from L.A.
Any room to fish in L.A.?
I need to talk to you about the CoverGirl murders.
Need? 6 weeks of hell. Every model in town was petrified. Press had a field day. Of course, it doesn't take much to get that bunch riled.
You never found a killer?
Nope. They never let me forget it. Took another war in the Mideast to get the murders off the front page.
This was in the front page of this morning's L.A. newspaper. Strangled, dumped in an alleyway. Does that sound familiar?
Sounds like the CoverGirl murders moved south. I don't know how I can help.
Tell me something. Does the name Fletcher Haywood mean anything to you?
It means a lot to me. I'm sure he was the killer. Had myself 2 eyewitnesses, and he knew the victims.
He had a perfect alibi.
That's right, ironclad. There was no way he could have killed those girls. Except I was convinced that he did.
Well, I believe that he killed this model in L.A. But once again, he's got the perfect alibi.
History is repeating itself.
And not if I have anything to say about it. Will you help me?
Hello. Houston's in San Francisco. He's found Tony Gwynn.
Have Mr. Houston killed.
Afternoon, Mrs. Haywood.
I don't recall inviting you to my home, Mr. Houston.
I thought we should talk.
If you came to apologize about the false accusations against my son...
Why don't you just drop the act, huh?
Act? I don't understand.
Well, I think you do. I can also understand the love a mother has for her son, why you're doing everything you can to protect him. But he's a murderer.
My son was in Sacramento the night that poor girl...
I talked to Tony Gwynn. He was the police officer in charge of the Cover Girl murders in San Francisco. Now, he told me that your son was identified by 2 different people that placed him with the victims on the nights of their murders.
Your slander means nothing, Mr. Houston. The records show those witnesses were mistaken. My son had an alibi in both cases.
Like he did the night Deborah Quincy was strangled.
Coincidence. Say goodbye, Mr. Houston.
I don't know how you arranged the alibis, Mrs. Haywood. But your son's a very sick man. How many women has he killed? How many more women will he kill before you realize he needs help? Please turn him in. Turn him in before more innocent people die.
I think you better leave.
Show our uninvited guest to his car.
I'll leave when I'm ready. Now I'm ready. I'll show myself out. Maybe this will help.
What is it?
It's a copy of a San Francisco police file on Fletcher Haywood, sent to me by Tony Gwynn. It says there that Haywood was booked but then released because he could prove that he was nowhere near the murders.
So all we have to do is figure out how Haywood can be in 2 places at the same time.
Roy, you told me that during the war in Berlin, you used doubles and lookalikes to confuse the enemy.
Worked very well. As a matter of fact, our best ploy involved identical twins.
According to this, Haywood has a tendency toward violent personality shifts.
Schizophrenic behavior? That's not an uncommon symptom among mass murderers.
Still doesn't explain how he can be in 2 places at one time.
More twins.
Or look-alike?
I know it's crazy, but it's the only answer we've got.
Where do we start?
With the mob. Now, Mary Haywood has still got connections. Fletcher is not a twin. She must be using a look-alike to protect her son. And maybe somebody in the organization has got some information.
Well, there are a couple of old cronies I could call.
In the mob?
The company I was with had some strange affiliations.
Your lunch, sir.
Thank you, Stevens.
Sunshine. Still got a date?
You bet. I've got T-bones and a smooth burger.
Oh, careful, girl. You may spoil me.
I'm gonna try, Fletcher.
I'll see you late this afternoon. About 4.
I'll be here.
Mother, you don't understand. The point is, Houston is getting too close. He's onto us. We've got to turn Jason over to the authorities.
We'll wait for Dr. Jacobs.
While I sit and wait to hang for Jason's murders, I don't think so.
I will handle it.
But it's already gone too far.
The subject is closed.
Matt Houston, please. Fletcher Haywood.
Houston.
Houston.
We've got to talk. There's one of my company warehouses at 6th and Ocean. 1 hour. Houston. Hello, brother dear. I really am disappointed in you, Fletcher. I thought Mother had instilled the importance of family loyalty in you. You're sick, Jason. You need help. Maybe. But I'm having so much fun. What are you going to do? Me? I'm not going to do anything. But you, dear brother, are going to kill yourself.
Well, it's all here. Haywood confessed to killing those models. Said it was only a matter of time until you proved that he was a killer, so he killed himself.
I don't get it. The man calls me on the phone, says he wants to see me, and then he commits suicide. It doesn't make sense.
Neither did killing all those women.
Now, what about his ironclad alibis?
Houston, you have been trying to convince me for 3 days that Haywood was the killer. Well, now I'm convinced.
Well, it still doesn't make sense.
All I know is I have a body and a suicide note. As far as I'm concerned, the cover girl killer is dead.
Come on. Whoop. Are you getting hungry?
Not for food. Why don't we eat a little later? Then I've got a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Huh?
What is it? Tell me.
I'll tell you after we eat.
It doesn't add up. Man doesn't arrange a meeting and then kill himself. I mean, why'd he call me? Why'd he arrange the meeting in the first place?
We need less questions, more answers.
Houston's the name, answers the game. Matlock, CJ, say hello to Jimmy the Beard.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
Coffee?
No, thanks.
Jimmy works for a rather large organization which shall remain anonymous. He was also a friend of Mary Haywood's father. Matter of fact, he worked for him before he was died.
Yeah, sweet guy. But he'd rip your lips off if you betrayed him.
Tell me something, Jimmy. Why are you helping us?
Let's say I'm returning a favor.
Misadventure during the fall of Havana. Jimmy has an interesting story to tell about Mary and Fletcher Haywood.
I know them both from the old San Francisco days. About a month ago, I went to a party at the Haywood house down here. Fletcher was there. A little rowdy, drunk. Well, we got into an argument. One thing led to another.
Fletcher tried to redesign Jimmy's nose with a chair.
Yeah, and I guess I worked him over pretty good. Black eye, cut lip, all that. I felt badly about it, him being drunk and all.
Next day, Jimmy dropped by Haywood Place to apologize.
Yeah, I couldn't believe my eyes when Fletcher answered the door. I mean, there wasn't a mark on his face, and it was like two different guys. Now, how in the world would you explain that?
Identical twins?
That's how Fletcher Haywood could be two places at the same time.
All we have to do now is prove it. Now, did you get your hands on that coroner's report?
I don't know what you hope to find.
This file was sent to us by a retired San Francisco cop.
Fletcher Haywood was arrested and booked for the CoverGirl murders. Then he was released because he had ironclad alibis.
But not before he'd been photographed and fingerprinted.
I knew it. Take a look at these, Hoyt. Take a look at Haywood's fingerprints there on the coroner's report. Now take a look at San Francisco.
They're different.
The Fletcher Haywood arrested in San Francisco is not the same Fletcher Haywood lying in the morgue.
Which means we still have a killer running loose.
This is an outrage. Men searching every room of my house. I'm not a criminal.
We do have a search warrant, Mrs. Hayward.
The governor will hear about this. You can be sure of that. There will be disciplinary action. You can be sure.
Better look at this.
Excuse me, Mrs. Hayward.
Deborah Quincy, Ann Johnson. Pictures of models he's murdered.
Remember this one?
Yes, I do. She was talking to Fletcher, or his twin, when we first tracked him down to Marina photo session.
His next victim?
Not if I can help it.
Yes, I have it right here. Julie's address is 85 Beach Drive, phone 555-3027.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Those look good.
Hope you're hungry.
Hello?
Hey, Julie, my name's Matt.
You promised me there'd be no interruptions, remember?
And I'm a girl who always keeps her promises.
You're going to the beach house.
I'll radio in and be right behind you.
Oh, I'm so full. So, whatever happened to that surprise you promised me?
Patience. I haven't forgotten. I'll get to it in a minute.
How do I look?
Great.
You're not upset, are you, that I had Kathleen arrange this date for me with one of the models from her agency?
No.
Not a little bit, jealous?
Jealous? Now, come on, Uncle. I'm not jealous. I got a lot of work to do here tonight, and go on, have a good time.
Okay, I will.
Where are you going?
Dancing.
You going dancing?
Yeah. You don't think I'm too old to have a little fun?
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that, these models, they have a tendency to party pretty heavy. And, there's nothing wrong, Uncle Roy, with a quiet dinner, a little soft jazz.
Well, the girls have had their hearts set on dancing. Bonsoir, mademoiselle.
Hello, Roy.
Enchanté. Well, shall we?
Uncle Roy.
Oh, Matlock, I want you to meet Beverly Roberts
Hello, Matlock.
and her daughter Monica. Well, it's a shame that you've got your heart set on working tonight, but...
Yeah, Uncle Roy, it's work. I could probably, put it off.
No. I wouldn't think of being the party to keep you from business. So, don't wait up for us. Oh, come on, boy. We can't wait all night.
Good shot. I think you've chased him into the ravine. Shall we go after him?
No. We'll head to the upper ridge. He'll come to us, like they always do.
Right, sir. Right there in the brush.
Good eye, Ian. I hope Mr. Adams is smarter than that. He's not only fast, he's lucky. Hey, you are really very good. Better than most. Too bad it has to end.
You'll never get away with this. It's murder.
He's right, you know. I assume you still want me to frame his wife for this.
Everyone knows that they've been quarreling lately.
Please.
Domestic problems are the chief cause for homicide in the United States.
Yeah, it's just shocking, isn't it?
Shocking and tragic.
Please, no!
Nice backhand.
Well, I'm just getting warmed up.
For what?
Well, I thought maybe we'd work a little.
I see you've got a court reserved for us.
Hi, big guy. I heard you come in, and I didn't want to disturb you, so...
What the hell are you doing here?
Maybe I should wait upstairs.
Would you wait just a second? Murray, if this is about the friend you want me to help...
Houston, would I be standing fully clothed in your shower if I didn't think this was important? Just talk to her, please, as a favor to me. Her husband, Bill, disappeared a couple of days ago, and she's convinced something terrible has happened to him.
Tomorrow morning. Right now, I'm busy. Leslie? Chris, where'd she go?
She's gone.
Well, I guess now you won't have to wait until tomorrow morning to meet your new client, huh? Her name is Dee Dee Adams. She was one of the top college tennis players in the country.
Far cry from center court.
Knee problems forced her to quit. Now she's a business manager for pro athletes. Husband's her big billing, William Adams.
He's also a tennis player. I recognize the name.
They met in college. Dee Dee's been managing his career ever since. Got him into the pro circuit, paid his bills for the tour, pushed him into the right circles. He won a couple of important tournaments recently. It looked like things were just starting to break for them. A couple of days ago, he disappeared.
Murray, if this turns out to be one of those cases of who's been sleeping with who...
Oh, no. No way. This one's got foul play written all over it. Trust me.
I understand the deal. I'm not just Bill's wife, I'm also his agent.
I know we agreed Bill would be in the tournament, but have you ever tried playing on a pulled hamstring?
Well, you should try it sometime.
I have got to quit making these excuses for him.
Any word from Bill?
Nothing. Just like a little boy. If you don't keep your eye on him, he gets into all kinds of trouble. Somebody who plays tennis as well as he does, you'd think that he'd have his act together enough. Murray, where is he?
Everything is going to be all right. Dee Dee, I brought my friend.
I'm sorry. The detective. Houston, right?
Right. Nice to meet you. Okay, have you spoken to the police about this?
Oh, yes. I've filled out all the forms. Name, age, description, last seen at. But do you know how many missing persons they're looking for at any given time? Desk sergeant handed me a file 3 inches thick.
Dee Dee, I'm going to have to ask you a question. Are you sure that your husband didn't leave by choice?
Absolutely not. The police asked me that same question. What is this? Everyone thinks he ran out on me. And Bill is not like that. I admit, things have been rough for a while. My business is not booming. But things were really finally starting to go our way. Bill just won the McCormick Invitational 2 weekends ago. I was really starting to get some interest in him. Will you help me?
Well, I can't promise anything.
I know.
All right. We're going to need to keep this photograph.
Yeah, I'll do some checking around tomorrow.
And Houston is going to need a list of anyone
Murray.
Huh? Oh, gotcha.
You're going to need to start somewhere. I would suggest Bill's club, the Cliffwood Country Club. He works out there almost every day, or at least he used to.
We don't know for sure that anything's happened to him.
This is going to sound corny, but whatever business difficulties Bill and I may be having, we have never, ever let that interfere with the fact that we love each other very much, and he would not leave without saying anything to me.
If anyone can find him, it's Houston.
We haven't talked about how much this will cost. I'm not exactly flush right now.
Well, let's just find him first, huh? Don't worry about it. You gonna be all right?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Murray, thank you. Hey, that man! That's my car!
Yeah, I think so.
Some people ought to have their licenses taken away.
Edie, what's the matter?
We've been up all night, Mrs. Adams. You sure you want to take this lie detector's test?
I do.
Okay. I want you to lie to this next question just to set a pattern. Is your name Dee Dee Adams?
No.
Did you lie to that question?
Yes.
Did you kill your husband?
No.
Hoyt! I don't have to talk to anyone except Dee Dee Adams' lawyer.
You're looking at her. How did she do it?
You know as well as I do that lie detectors are inadmissible in a court of law.
How did she do?
She passed. And you're still holding her? Of course we're holding her. We caught her red-handed with the body. No, you caught her red-handed.
I saw a guy standing at the trunk of her car, Hoyt.
Did you see him put something in? No. He was stealing something, got caught in the act, and started to run.
He tried to kill me.
Since when does a two-bit crook have a conscience? He probably saw the body and he just wanted to get the hell out of there.
Okay, why would Dee Dee Adams want to murder her husband?
Murder for money. Rumor has it that Bill Adams was set to sign a fat contract, commercial sponsor. Now, the Adams have a premarital agreement cutting Dee Dee off from anything that Bill earns in the event of a divorce.
That's no motive for murder.
They also have a $1 million life insurance policy on Bill, naming Dee Dee as sole beneficiary. Get the picture?
Yeah, all except the part where she's carrying her dead husband's body around in her trunk.
She probably never had time to ditch it. Now, let's face it, Houston. I have the motive. I found the murder weapon in the trunk of her car, and I have got a body.
I don't believe it for a minute.
Are you through already?
Swim 100 laps already.
I'm just making sure that my gold medalist is staying in shape.
Never fitter, Mr. McCormick.
Now, you haven't forgotten about brunch tomorrow.
No. Looking forward to it.
It should be very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. She's tired.
Nick Gifford?
That's right.
My name's Matt Houston. I'm a private investigator. I thought I might ask you a few questions about Bill Adams. Club manager said that you two were friends.
Yeah. Girls, you excuse me 1 second. I'll be right with you. Yeah, we lift weights together, work out sometimes. Why? What's the matter?
Well, he was found dead last night, murdered.
No. Well, why?
Yeah, the police think his wife, Dee Dee, killed him. Is there someplace we can talk?
Yeah. Let me put something on. I'll meet you by the clubhouse.
Thank you.
Guess I'm not surprised they suspect Dee Dee.
Are they having problems?
Marcus Allen played football.
Marital problems?
Marital problems caused by business problems. Bill thought Dee Dee was holding him back.
He told you that.
He didn't have to. One day he came out here all jazzed up about this mega-dollar sponsorship deal he was getting ready to sign. A couple days later, I asked him about it. He just shrugged the whole thing off. He said Dee Dee was dubious. I could tell he was burned up about it. He really wanted that contract.
Whatever happened to the good old win one for the Gipper, huh?
Hey, man, our careers are short. Oh, before we hit 30. You gotta cash in when you can, any way you can. Trying to do the same thing.
That's your gold mine?
Alistair McCormick. He's a sporting goods manufacturer. Now that I've won a couple of gold medals, it's just a matter of putting ink to one of his contracts and letting the money flow in.
Is McCormick, isn't he the one who sponsored the last tennis tournament that Bill Adams won?
That's right. He sponsors a lot of things.
So it seems.
Yeah.
Wouldn't happen to know if he was the one that was trying to sign Bill.
Bill wouldn't talk about it. He was afraid to jinx the deal. Afraid of bringing bad luck.
The man who's talking to Gifford is the same man I scraped off my van last night. He's a private detective named Houston. He's supposedly hired by Mrs. William Adams. I'm worried, Mr. McCormick. Athletes like Adams are so visible. At least the others are
Unknown and marginally talented. And boring.
Don't you understand? It's more exciting this way. It adds to the sport.
And what about this Houston?
If you've done your job properly, we have nothing to worry about. And I trust you're in preparation for Mr. Gifford's tragic accident.
The staff has been told that they can have the day off.
And you're going to dispose of the body in a most ingenious way.
Houston has seen me, Mr. McCormick.
That, my friend, is your problem.
The whole thing is so stupid, really. And Bill wanted to sign every endorsement contract they stuck under his nose. I was just waiting for the right time for the best offer.
Alistair McCormick owned one of the companies, tried to sign Bill, right?
Yes. That is the crux of the entire argument. McCormick made Bill some token offer that was nowhere near the ones I'd already turned down. But Bill was so impatient. He wanted instant stardom, instant fame.
Houston, what are you getting at?
I'm not sure. It just seems like every time I turn around, McCormick's name pops up. I've got Uncle Roy working with Baby on it right now. You should see if you can postpone the arraignment.
I thought that Uncle Roy had been working for the last couple of nights on something for some old friends at the company.
He has been. Can't be any more tired than the rest of us.
Good timing. Just got my pulse away, too.
That's 121 faster than mine. Have you got anything for me?
Well, you're not going to like it. Baby must be as tuckered as you look. Oh. Belched up only the essentials on McCormick. Strictly PR stuff.
Alistair McCormick, son of a wealthy banking family, disinherited at the age of 17, made his own fortune by the age of 25, then he dropped out of sight.
Resurfaced 3 years later, picked up where he left off.
Now he owns the largest sporting goods empire in the world.
All of which tells us zip. Fortunately, I was with Roy when your call came in. I decided to put the old reliable human mind to work, and I accounted for those 3 mysterious years. His first stop, Africa. For a while, he was the toast of the safari circuit, and then he disappeared without explanation again, and turned into a soldier of fortune for several questionable and revolutionary causes.
Searching for the ultimate thrill, always coming up short.
Well, maybe not anymore. Who's this other fellow in the picture with him?
A guy named Ian Woodruff. He and McCormick met in Zimbabwe. Woodruff's worked for him ever since. Why?
Because he's the same man that I saw breaking into Dee Dee Adams' trunk. You better get a hold of Hoyt and let him in on this. Might be enough to get Dee Dee off. In the morning, I think I'll take a little drive out to the McCormick place. See what kind of game he's hunting these days.
$75,000 a year. That's a lot of money just to endorse some swimming trunks.
Nonsense. You're a champion in your field. And I appreciate a good competitor. That's because I'm a good competitor.
Yeah, in the business world.
That carries over into my other interests. For instance, hunting. Have you ever been?
No, can't say that I have.
Exhilarating sport. It's man against nature. The trouble is, after a while, it gets to be routine, boring. So it wasn't too many days ago that I decided to seek out a new form of prey. Intelligent, highly competitive. Like you.
Yeah.
You're insane, man. You can't get away with this.
Oh, yes, I can, Mr. Gifford. You see, unfortunately for you, your house is being burglarized at this very moment. And you'll be walking in on this trigger-happy felon. A tragic end to a very bright career.
You wouldn't, man. Let's talk about this, all right?
The hunt begins in 5 minutes, Mr. Gifford. I'd get moving if I were you.
You'll have to cut him off. Private eye. I think we've lost our prey. Nonsense. It's bound to pop out onto the road somewhere along here. I simply baited the trap. You know that, Mr. Houston, you'll be a very challenging quarry.
But he saw what happened. He'll call the police.
He saw what happened, but not who. There's no way he could have seen our faces. The police can do nothing.
Well, you think Houston will come back?
I'm sure of it. When he does, I'll be ready for him.
I saw Mick Gifford shot down in cold blood.
And I saw Gifford's body in his own apartment. The place had been cleaned out. TV, stereo, everything. Homicide said he must have surprised the thief on his way out, and the thief gave him a bullet in the back as a going-away present.
Look, can't you see that he's doing the same thing again? He's just covering his tracks.
Off the record, Houston, I believe you. But you gotta give me proof. You admit you never seen him.
It happened on the man's property. I mean, who else could it be?
Wait, just before McCormick quit the safari circuit, there were allegations made that he was no longer hunting conventional game.
Allegations means never proven. As you said, the man covers his tracks.
Look, 3 natives never came back from one of his hunts. On another hunt, a fellow hunter disappeared. Now, that is fact and not allegation.
We're not asking for nuclear warheads, Hoyt.
Just a little you scratch my back, I scratch yours. When the time comes, you'll get all the proof you need. Is it a deal?
Half a deal. My back ain't itching yet.
It will be.
That'll cost you a stroke.
Mr. Houston, isn't it? Haven't you got anything better to do than to find rule violators of the PGA?
Well, I promise not to tell. See, I'm looking for a killer, one with an extreme dislike for athletes.
Ah, you're referring to that tennis star. What's his name? Adams.
He was the first. Mick Gifford was the second. You remember him. He was going to endorse some of your products.
Heard about him on the radio. Tragic. We live in violent times.
Murderous.
Hurling accusations, Mr. Houston? Is that why the tennis star's wife hired you? To put the blame on someone else other than her?
The police have released her. She hired me to find the killer. I believe I have.
Yeah, good for you.
Hell of a recovery. A 2-putt from there and you win.
I took a penalty in the rough. Afraid I'll have to hold this out to win.
I'm going to prove that you killed Bill Adams and Mick Gifford. When I do, I'm going to hunt you down the same way you hunted them down.
As misguided as you are, I like your style, Mr. Houston. I've got a few intimate friends that are stopping by at 6 for cocktails. Dinner jackets requested. I'd like for you to be there. Maybe I can convince you that you're on the wrong track.
Not very private for such a delicate matter.
I'll give you time. Promise.
I'll see you at 6.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. How do you guys read me now?
Loud and clear. But I'm going to hate myself in the morning for this.
No, in the morning you are going to present to your superiors a tape upon which Alistair McCormick will have confessed to the murders of Bill Adams and Mick Gifford. He'll be their star detective.
Not if McCormick becomes a triple murderer while I'm sitting here in my car.
Oh, you worry too much.
You'd worry if I didn't.
Watch your P's and Q's, Matlock. Make sure the host doesn't try to serve you for hors d'oeuvres.
So, what happened to all your intimate friends?
Well, it appears that I have my signals crossed. They won't be here until tomorrow. At least it gives us time to discuss that delicate subject which you insist on pursuing. Namely, accusing me of murder. Shall we begin with a parry or a thrust?
It's not a game.
Life is a game, Mr. Houston. A game with very few winners like you and like me.
I don't believe we're in the same league.
No, perhaps not. I have a greater passion for power. The ability to be able to give and to take.
As in human life?
Taking of a human life is the ultimate assertion of power.
Sounds to me a lot more like cold-blooded murder.
Darwin calls it survival of the fittest.
This man's a raving lunatic.
If that keeps him talking, we got all we need to prove it.
Fittest being superior athletes that you lure up here by telling them that they can endorse your products?
Apparently, you're not going to be satisfied until I admit to having stalked and killed Mr. Adams and Mr. Gifford. Now, are you?
That's for my ears only.
It is now.
It's dead. It's gone dead.
Let's get up there.
You already know the answer to your question, but you can't prove it. Yes. I killed Mr. Adams and Mr. Gifford and a few others that you need not know about. And now that I've told you, what makes you so certain that I won't kill you?
Even though you took that bug off of me, my Uncle Roy and a police officer have been listening to everything that you said. They should be here any minute.
You're right about that. As you can see, I've already dealt with that. The first rule of the game, Mr. Houston, is to know your opponent. The second rule, never to eat what your host doesn't. It's a specialty of the house. Guaranteed to give you a full night's sleep, which you'll need. The first thing in the morning, you and I are going to get to play my favorite game. Pleasant dreams, Mr. Houston. All right, rise and shine. I suggest you put these clothes on. I imagine the ones you're wearing are going to be a little encumbering.
What did you do with Hoyt and my uncle?
Oh, he is taking good care of them.
Why don't you just let them go and you can do what you want to with me?
I can do what I want with you right now. 10 minutes. Is that enough of a head start?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you came here looking for a killer.
I found one.
Unless you escaped from here, you'll never get a chance to prove it to anyone. Just to show you the kind of a sport I am, I'll even give you this. If you can get off this property alive, I'll confess to all the killings. I'll even let your uncle and the lieutenant go free.
What if I don't make it?
Well, then, I'll add you to my trophy collection, and I'll place both of them on either side of you. I hope you haven't lost those moves that won you the Heisman. It'd be a shame to make this a quick kill.
Don't believe me, I won't disappoint you.
Oh, good. Good boy.
My head feels like it's in a vice.
It's a kind of a knockout gas, Michael. We used it on some Peruvian anarchists back in the 60s. Has the same effect.
Good, you're awake.
You should have killed us while you had the chance.
Well, you're not in a very menacing position, are you?
What are you planning on doing with us now?
Depends on how your nephew fares with Mr. McCormick. It seems the hunt has just begun.
way, Houston! Touche, Mr. Houston. Houston, get away. We have to leave.
What about the others in the cellar?
I'm afraid there's no sporting chance for them. You better pack. My nephew? He was better than I thought. He eluded me.
No point in killing us. He'll be back with the police.
I have no intention of killing you. At least not yet. You two will be my insurance to get out of the country.
Too late.
You all right? Sure. How about you?
Well, I think I'll make it.
Thanks, Houston.
Are you sure it's gonna be okay?
Relax. Houston won't mind. The man is always saying to me, Murray, what's mine is yours.
Oh, that's awfully big of him.
Hey, he's a big-hearted guy.
Okay. You get the towels. I'll test the water.
You know, Murray, I thought we had an arrangement. I mean, I was supposed to help you with your friend, and you were supposed to help me with all the IRS paperwork.
Yeah, I know, but can't I wait a couple of hours? Please, big guy, have a heart.
Oh, I do. I do. Remember, I'm a big-hearted guy. So I figured, while you're taking care of the paperwork, I'll entertain your friend.